said before, what I have done is to calculate all those percentages. So right now I have percentage Western, percentage action, percentage animation, percentage crime, percentage drama, and so on and so forth. So I have one new variable and one new column calculating the percentages over of each one of those genre over the total. So those are the things that I'm going to use for my time series analysis. I'm going to go to the advanced menu, time series, and again we have this pop-up window. We are not going to change the time variable. Insight already knows that this is year-based data. But what I'm going to do is in this scrollable menu, I'm going to scroll down, select the first one, then scroll down and hold the shift key. That will select all the percentage variables that I have created. And I'm going to click on, for example, single plot, and this will be a complete mess, obviously, because all the variables have been basically merged in a single chart, and this looks really cluttered, really busy. So I don't recommend doing this. It may be much better to create a multi-plot display. So if I click on that, I will be able to start exploring trends and patterns in the data. So I'm going to just expand these and see what happens here, because so there will be interesting patterns in the data. So as we spotted before, Western movies became popular around in the more or less in the 10s and then in the 20s. But something that we didn't notice before when we were plotting the total number of films rather than the percentage of films is that Westerns were also popular in between the 20s and the 40s. Okay, this is something that got obscured in the previous data set and in the previous display that we created, and then they went down. Action films, for some reason, there is a huge spike over here. This is probably the fact that there were only like 10 movies produced that year, and 2 of them were action movies. And also notice, by the way, that the scales are different. This is important to remember. So this is also something that you need to consider when comparing these charts, that each one of them has a different scale. But anyway, so action movies actually increase in popularity. Same thing with adult movies, increase in popularity. Adventure movies were really popular. Well, not really popular. If you take a look at the scale, it's 5% versus 10 or 15% over here. Okay, but again, they became more popular in the 60s, 50s and 60s. Comedies became very popular. Take a look at these. The upper edge of the scale is 25%. So they were really popular in between the 20s and the 40s. But in the 40s they started going down, but they're still fairly popular today. Crime movies, drama movies, go up to 25% and they stay there. So drama is still a very popular genre. Horror movies, they are still a small percentage of the total number of films, but you can see that they grew in popularity throughout the years. Family movies basically stayed down here. You have this huge spike over here. This is just a clutch in the data, because again, it's probably because this year only 10 movies were produced and 1 or 2 were family movies. Therefore, it's a huge percentage, right? But the base number is really low. Romance movies go up, and then thrillers go up again, up to 4% in the late 90s over here. So this is the way you can compare different series in order to start extracting or spotting interesting stories in the data, because this may lead you to ask yourself different questions and to look for more information. For instance, why were comedies so popular in these years, or why adult movies go up in the beginning in the 70s or something like that, and then action movies, etc. So visualization again is not a means to discovering answers to questions, but it's certainly a means to discovering other possible questions that you can ask from the data, or to basically suggest other ways of exploring the data, or look for things that may be stories or information that may be worth spreading